Welcome to Expert Profiles Atlanta, where Atlanta's influencers and innovators share strategies for overcoming obstacles and achieving success in business and life. Here's your host, best-selling author and Atlanta influencer, Neil Howe.
Hello and welcome to the show. This is your host, Neil Howe, and I am together here with Leo Wright. He is an independent director of marketing for TripDelivers. And if you've been listening, you will know that I have talked about TripDelivers before. It's a ride share or a new restaurant delivery service. I talked to also the CEO of the company, Bob McNulty, about what they're doing that is really disrupting the restaurant delivery industry. We're talking about competing with UberEats and DoorDash and GrubHub and those other companies that are in this multi-billion-dollar market. So we're just having a discussion here about what's going on in the Atlanta market, because they will be coming to Atlanta soon. So Leo Wright, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Neil. Appreciate it.
Well, tell us a little bit about your journey and how you found out about TripDelivers and really what it was that intrigued you about what they were doing.
I found Trips September last year through Aris Diesela, who's also a marketer that's been on the rideshare side, I guess, since like 2016. The interesting part for me in finding Trip was I was actually looking for an alternative delivery platform for another operation that I'm a part of, Ghost Kitchen operation out of Canada. And they got tired of the, ridiculous 30% delivery fees from, as you mentioned, UberEats, DoorDash, et cetera. And I found a LinkedIn link for Aris, and it said TripDelivers. And I kind of went to the website, sent him a request. He reached out to me, gave me the 30-minute pitch, and I said, "Wait, sign me up." So Aris Diesela out of Trips in Rhode Island actually signed me under Trips. And once I talked to Bob McNulty, the founder and CEO, he kind of explained everything as far as the disruption of the industry, gave me a little bit of information about his background, what the goals and the plans were for Trip. And, we saw there was a fit, the synergy was there. And I said, man, let's do it. Let's go ahead and disrupt the industry and make it happen.
Excellent. So to take it back a little bit, Bob had this idea that he was going to disrupt the rideshare industry first, and the restaurant delivery was going to come later. But they were about to get going back in early 2020 when COVID hit, and all of a sudden that rideshare industry was down probably 80%. I think it's still down, maybe not that much, but it's still down across the board. So like many companies in 2020, Trip had to pivot, and that's where TripDelivers really was born. And now their real focus is on restaurant delivery, having launched in early November of 2020 in the Nashville market. And you're a Tennessean, you're right there near Nashville as well.
Yes, sir.
But the exciting thing for the Atlanta audience is that Atlanta is going to be one of the next markets to open. So what we want to do here is just talk about really some of the problems with restaurant delivery and what these other third-party delivery companies are asking of the restaurants, of the drivers, and the consumers. And we'll talk about how TripDelivers is, a different service, a different opportunity, and their motto really is to have happy restaurants, happy drivers, and happy customers. So,
correct.
Leo, give us a little overview here of the problem that you see TripDelivers solving compared to these other third-party companies like the UberEats, the GrubHubs, the DoorDashes, like I mentioned.
The biggest problem that TripDelivers will solve is basically giving control and redirecting the narrative of the restaurant industry as a whole in the United States. The pandemic has basically put almost every restaurant, on a global scale, but especially in the United States, as far as the restaurants that have been more dine-in oriented that really haven't ever had a delivery platform to where they feel that they've been forced and taken advantage of. I mean, I'm in the industry and been in it for 5 years, and I have personal friends that are owners, and they are like livid. Some of them are closed full time without even opening or even thinking about opening. They filed Chapter 11, Chapter 13, and so I kind of told them, at least some of the friends that I have all across the United States that, we have an opportunity through TripDelivers to help salvage, save you some money, give you the control back, and cut the, huge 30% that they're taking, per order. I mean, some of these restaurants are paying that are very busy still over, 80 to 100,000 a year just in delivery fees. I mean, and that's ridiculous. I mean, it'd be one thing if they, still had full front back of the house, right? But they still have a payroll. They're not a ghost kitchen. They're a traditional restaurant that, for the most part, for all their years of operation, have just been dine in, and so they can't survive. And so one of the things that we're doing is we're kind of taking control and giving control back to the restaurants, mainly by having their own merchant account. You're not at the liberty or the mercy of a DoorDash or UberEats or a GrubHub or a Postmates, to where not only do they take 30% out of each order, they control your money. They control the data, they control customer retention, the whole nine, and so you really are handcuffed as a restaurant owner going through these platforms. Within the same token, if you want to stay in business, they're kind of forced to do that. They're at the mercy of these other platforms.
Yeah. Well, just to step back a little bit and share with people just how big the restaurant industry is. Between the restaurants and the grocery stores are really the two places that Americans go to eat. And between the two of them, I think it's a $1.7 trillion industry, because people have to eat. There's 330 million people in America, and they got to get their food, in one of those two places. So I think the restaurant industry is actually bigger than the grocery industry as well. There's about 1 million restaurants in America, but since the pandemic, about 110,000 of those, and these are numbers from back in September, I think, have already closed down. Like you said, they had no option but to file bankruptcy and close their doors because they weren't making any money whatsoever. They weren't allowed to have dine-in. Their only option may be delivery, and they just weren't set up for that. So what has happened in the last 6-8 months or so is these restaurants have decided that if they want to stay open, the only thing that they can do in many cases is delivery. So they've had to pivot and change their whole business model as well to delivery. Right now, delivery is about $100 billion industry, just over $100 billion. And the companies, UberEats, DoorDash, and GrubHub, control about 80% of that market. So like you were saying, these companies are charging the restaurants 30, 40% sometimes on top of the actual meal cost. And the restaurant owners, they are really unhappy with what they have to pay. But because they control 80% of the market, they have to go through these companies right now because they don't know another option. So, that's given a big overview. It's a massive, massive market. There's multi-billion-dollar companies as well as other $100 million companies that are players in this market. And TripDelivers, but they're all doing the same thing. Exactly. They're all doing exactly the same thing. They're bumping up menu prices, and they're charging way too much for their service. And the restaurants, with all of them, really aren't happy, but they need them in order to survive right now. So share with us what TripDelivers is doing different, because obviously that's a big pain point for restaurant owners.
Very true. Well, TripDelivers, again, just to reiterate, we're giving control back to the restaurants. Our model is totally different and many facets. First and foremost, they're a partner, first and foremost, to where, they have their own merchant account. So the sales come directly to their bank account on a daily basis based on the deliveries or the takeout orders using a TripDelivers app. So you don't have to wait on your money. You control
And
that narrative.
that's a big
And that's
issue
huge.
because I think they have to wait 5-7 days to get their money
Minimum
with these
7.
other. Yeah.
Yeah, a minimum 7 days. As far as the delivery drivers, our drivers are self-employed, under the Trip umbrella, and they have their own merchant account. So they control their narrative. They're a lot happier because they're able to make a lot more money than any of the other competitors that are out there in the industry. They get 100% of their fees and 100% of their tips and any additional mileage or cancellations. They control their narrative as well. And the other difference. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to keep on that point for a minute because the big issue in November of last year was this Prop 22 lawsuit or legislation that was trying to go through that meant that the drivers for Uber and Lyft and those kinds of companies, UberEats and GrubHub and DoorDash, would be classified as employees of those companies in California. What ended up happening was DoorDash and Uber, they fought it in court, spent millions and millions of dollars on lawyers, and they eventually won to where their people weren't classified as employees. But I just saw an article the other day saying that all those millions that they spent fighting to get the result that they wanted, they just put it back on their customers and added in more service fees. So every single delivery that goes out, it's paying lawyer fees for those companies. The great thing about TripDelivers, like you were saying, is we are all independent contractors, and we really own our own business, and the money doesn't go through Trip at all.
Exactly. Which is a great thing. And when you really look at it, as far as how many businesses do you can actually get into where it's a minimal investment. If you're a driver, for instance, if you look at it on an annual basis, it can be anywhere from 500 and 50 to 1,500 a year, depending if you're a part-time driver or if you're a full-time driver, which the difference is if you're part-time, you get 75, deliveries per month. If you're full-time, it's unlimited per month. And so another thing with trips is there's no upfront. You get a chance to get out and earn, sign up restaurants, make your deliveries, make your money. And for the first 30 days, there's no sign up. You start, actually activating your account and paying monthly after the first 30 days, so that's another offer, an incentive, that we give our drivers, for instance. In addition to that, we have residual income. The other drivers don't have that. We have a direct marketing aspect to our business where there's commissions in addition to that on the actual deliveries themselves, and so there's a lot of nuances that we offer that no other company offers, and it incentivizes, from team building. You as a business owner, you have opportunity to, recruit other drivers, you can recruit customers, and you can recruit marketers. So we have 3 levels within our company that equates to revenue generation. So even if you sign up as a customer, as a referral partner, similar to like an affiliate program, you can actually still earn money even as a referral, where for instance, you could be at a restaurant, just say a pizza place, and you're sitting there and you're just enjoying a pizza with your friends or family. As a customer, you could easily just approach, the restaurant and just tell them a little bit about your experience. And, you can make residual income just by, even eating at the place that you have the ability to sign up. And so we give people several opportunities, even our customers can actually earn money. And with the pandemic the way it is, and everybody at home and, not knowing, where their next, meal sometimes is going to come from, we offer a very generous, opportunity for individuals in those 3 aspects where you can work from home and actually earn a decent living.
Yeah. Well, before we dive deeper into that business opportunity, I want to make a couple of distinctions between TripDelivers and these, I'm going to say other third parties, but they're not, TripDelivers isn't actually a third party delivery company. We are all independent contractors. So, but the distinction really is TripDelivers is offering software as a service. So what Trip is actually doing is they're offering the software platform to the drivers and to the restaurants so that people can find the restaurants, they can hook up with the drivers. And that is why, when you mentioned that the drivers have to pay, it's either $40 a month part-time or $100 a month if they want to be a full-time driver. Now, that might be a hiccup for some people, but I'm going to take a step back here and really explain how that works, because it's a software as a service company and you're not really considered an employee of TripDelivers or UberEats or DoorDash or any of these other companies. That drivers out there might be used to working with these companies and say, well, I don't have to pay anything to become a driver with UberEats or DoorDash or GrubHub. But what happens is those companies are taking a portion of every single delivery that you make, and they're taking about 30% of everything that you make, and they're putting that into their pockets, and you're not actually seeing that, so you don't think it's really being taken away from you. But the fact is, they're taking 30% of the money that you should be getting, and they're taking that as basically their service fee for allowing you to use their software and their app. So when you add that up, the $40 that you pay for up to 75 rides is way cheaper than you would be paying for an Uber Eats, a DoorDash, or a GrubHub. You're more likely to be in the $225 range instead of $40. So basically, you're getting 100% of the delivery fee, which it starts out at $5.40 for the first mile, and then it goes up 75 cents a mile after that. Now that is huge, because as a driver, some things that come through on the Uber apps, and I went out with my wife, signed up for Uber Eats just so we could have a look and see how it works. But $2.40. Who wants to leave their house and go out for $2.40?
Exactly.
It's not really worth it.
Yes.
With Uber, it would have been, with TripDelivers, it would have been $5.40 to start, and even if it's just a mile, 2 miles, you get another 75 cents. So you're looking at 6-7, plus for every delivery that you make. And then, of course, you get 100% of that, and then you get 100% of your tips plus any wait time or whatever else is involved as well. So drivers are just going to make a lot more money with TripDelivers.
Yes, sir.
And we are looking for drivers, Leo, aren't we?
We are. We're looking for drivers in the Atlanta metro area and all the outer lying counties outside the perimeter. So exciting times for Atlanta.
Yes, definitely. So if you are a driver, maybe for one of these other companies, and you want to sign up for TripDelivers, we'll leave the information at the end or in the show notes for in this interview. But that's I just wanted to get that distinction out of the way, because the software as service is exactly what TripDelivers is offering. They're offering that software. So that little hiccup there, well, I don't actually have to pay anything with these other companies in order to drive. Well, you're actually paying about 4 or 5 times as much as you would with TripDelivers. Plus, like you said already, you get to drive for 30 days for free, and then you pay your monthly subscription at the end.
Very good. Can't beat it.
Yeah, so let's talk about the business opportunity, because you started talking about that specifically with the drivers. Because one thing about our drivers as well is when they find out that there's a business opportunity here and that they can refer their friends and make money when their friends go out and deliver food as well, yeah, that makes for a much better driver, because ultimately they are owning their own business rather than just kind of working for somebody else. So take us through a little bit of how that works and how drivers can earn extra money by referring other drivers to TripDelivers.
But basically, the beauty of it is it's basically a direct marketing / team building type of platform. So, when I'm reaching out to individuals that I'm pitching, the driver model to, I'm letting them know that as your own, business, you actually can build your own team of drivers and actually make money off of the drivers that you sign up, and the same, you got the opportunity, I'll get a little bit deeper, on the area that I'm really, looking to do specifically in Atlanta on the marketing program, because we basically just had a meeting on Monday, and there'll be some additional, changes that we'll probably have to come back and do another interview to kind of explain. But a lot of the drivers are going to be upgraded, so I'll just, leave it at that point right now until further notice. But overall, you have the opportunity, to make residual income outside of yourself, which is, an unbelievable opportunity. There's no other company in the industry that's actually doing that, and there's no limit to it, So, for example, you take in Atlanta that we're trying to open now, individuals might have, like I say, family and friends, or, a huge social media network, or it could be like a huge LinkedIn network, there's opportunities to talk to other drivers that drive for other companies even, so it's really like a vast, opportunity for an individual that really knows how to hustle, that uh, doesn't want, income to be controlled by, a corporation, that have their own business and can actually build, a solid entity for, their family, and, really it's legacy level, I mean, it's endless opportunities. And, like I say, if you get out there and you put the work in, the results will come back, so that's really what I love about the opportunity that Trips is offering.
Yeah, there's certainly a great opportunity, and this is what's different between Trip and the other companies out there. You don't have an opportunity to make extra money unless you invest in the stock and in Uber or DoorDash or something like that.
Exactly.
But you don't have the opportunity to make money while others are out there working as well. So I want to talk about, obviously the benefits for the restaurants is, and I don't think we've even touched on this. Restaurants are used to paying right now about 35% commission on the total order price. So the average order is right around $40 for restaurants. So out of that $40, if they're paying, just to keep the math easy here, 30% commission, the restaurant is paying $12 to get that $40 meal delivered to the customer. So that $12 right away is coming out of their profit. With TripDelivers, we are delivering that same meal from the restaurant to the customer for as low as $2. So a $2 flat fee will get the same service. It will get the meal picked up from the restaurant and delivered to the customer. And for each delivery, in that case, on an average order, the restaurant is saving $10. So this is a no-brainer when the restaurant owners hear about the opportunity and say, wait a minute, if I can save an average of $10 on every order, I mean, that's profit that's going right back into my pocket right away. How quickly can I switch over all these UberEats and DoorDash and GrubHub customers to the TripDelivers platform? And
exactly.
that is what you were saying, Leo, why we need people to share this message, and we need marketers to get out and influencers to share the message about TripDelivers, because the faster we get this message out, the faster it grows. TripDelivers it's not an MLM, it's a referral, it's an affiliate network, and we pay people for spreading the word and getting the message out about TripDelivers. So they're not going to spend millions and millions of dollars in advertising and branding. It is up to the people to get that grassroots movement in Atlanta and every other market that they go into. So that's where we are right now. And let's talk about this business opportunity, because we've talked about the benefits for the restaurants. We've talked about the drivers, how they're going to make a lot more money driving for Trip than they would with these other companies. But the business opportunity for introducing restaurants to the platform, Leo, will you share a little bit about what people actually get and how they can make money introducing restaurants to sign up for TripDelivers?
A restaurant has a onboarding fee that when you sign them up of $149, and that covers their tablet, and it covers all the onboarding of and uploading of your menu items, the photos, and the back office support. With the 149, your fees would be $3 for delivery and $2 for takeout. The other option is if you subscribe and become a member. And by the way, the 149 is just a one-time fee, just for onboarding. The other opportunity is you can subscribe as a member partner, and that is about $100 a year. And so for an additional $100 as a member, if you so choose that option, it goes down, as you mentioned, to $2 for delivery flat fee, and then $1 for takeout through the TripDelivers ordering app. As restaurants, I'll give you just an example. We just signed 25 restaurants in Toronto, Canada, for instance, which is another market that we're opening up. In addition to the savings that they're going to be making, me and my partner is on board, Coyote, is we offered an opportunity for the restaurateur to also be a marketer, which I'll get into that a little later. And so he was interested in actually signing up other restaurants in the Caribbean community. For instance, he has a chain of 25 Caribbean restaurants throughout Toronto, Canada. And in addition to, him having savings on the delivery side, he actually also wants to sign up other restaurants and actually, earn a living doing that as well.
Well, I want to touch on that because I know that story as well. And I know that he is doing with his 25 chain restaurants, Caribbean restaurants up there in Toronto, he's using UberEats right now. And with UberEats alone, he is doing $100,000 worth of business. But with that $100,000 worth of business, he's paying a 30% commission, which means he's given $30,000 a week to UberEats right now in order to deliver the food for them. And when he looks at TripDelivers and thinks he can have those same meals delivered for a $2 flat fee, he's saving, I think the numbers, when you eventually calculate it, he's saving $1.3 million a year. And that's amazing, money that's going right into his pocket. And, it's instant profit for the company. So, I mean, I'm sure he's absolutely ecstatic about those savings. Yes, and obviously he wants to tell as many people as possible that they can do delivery a lot cheaper, right?
Very true. Very true. I mean, you can't really beat it. I mean, that's what really excited me to even, join the team. Once, Bob kind of told me the vision that he had and shared the business model, it was a no-brainer for me. And, I'm really here, just like yourself, really just to stir this market up in Atlanta and get people excited. I mean, the biggest thing for me, I can say, as a company is, you know, Bob is a leader that is about charity and about giving. That's what I love about Bob McNulty, the founder of TripDelivers. He wants everyone to benefit, everyone to win, everyone to have a nice living. That is the key that really sold me. He's really a people person. He's a generous human being, and he's a team builder and loves everybody to win. He's not a leader that is an overseer or a dictator, or is trying to just make money from a corporate level himself to benefit himself. He really treats us as owners, as partners, as equal, and you really can't get that. I never got that, and I'm a serial entrepreneur, and so this is one of the first companies I can honestly say that, I mean, we're all family, Neil. I mean, we help each other as well. If we need to jump in the market and really get the buzz going, we'll all pitch in, so it's not about an individual having their own business without any support. Now, how often do you actually get that? Like, I know I can depend on you. I know you can depend on me. If we had to bring, 10 or 15 or 20 other, independent contractors into a market to get it going, we would all do that because we're all a collective, unit, and that's one of the, I can say, really the selling points for me with Trips. And we definitely want to, create a large Atlanta family and the surrounding areas and suburbs and counties, outside Atlanta, and just take it by storm in this market.
Yeah, well, it's definitely an exciting time, and it's an exciting business model. Like you said, there's people that are really trying to get the word out as much as possible and share just what TripDelivers has done and what Bob has enabled us to do as independent business owners here. And because you're an independent business owner, you have that enthusiasm to get out there, to drive, to do your best work in helping these restaurants who are desperately needing the help right now to save money. And we're doing that with enthusiasm, and really drivers from these other companies, they don't have that much skin in the game. They're just making a buck here and there. But when you have individual business owners that are going out and making a living for themselves and trying to build a business, you get a much better quality driver and network of people with TripDelivers. So it's very, very exciting times.
Yes, sir.
So you want to talk about the marketers a little bit more and what we're looking for as far as marketers to be able to, really get things going in Atlanta?
Yes, indeed. So for individuals, even a driver can upgrade to a marketer. But say you have an individual or, someone that doesn't want to drive, but wants to be a marketer. We have a brand new marketing program that was developed by what I call our rock star, Tony Swantek, that also came on board with enthusiasm and excitement, and again, as I reiterate, we have a team of entrepreneurs that have had successful businesses outside of Trip that decided that, this is just a golden opportunity. So we really want to offer opportunities with this marketing program, which is really like second to none. So basically, the marketing program is a $400 a year program. So it's a $400 investment. It comes with a state-of-the-art verb marketing system, that from tracking to your marketing materials to video uploads to all kind of promotional and advertising elements, dashboard, back office, etc. It's your own virtual office, basically, your own virtual company. And the beauty of it is like you said earlier, we are not a MLM company. But what the marketing program gives you as you're building your team, it gives you levels as you build your team to where you actually have tremendous, layers of compensation as you sign up other marketers. So one of the things that I'm doing to make it real simple with the teams that I'm building, in other key cities around the US, and we're going to offer the same opportunity in Atlanta, is with that 400. What I tell a lot of people is, if you're worried about that amount and really unsure, you sign up 2 marketers, right? You basically got your money back just with 2 marketers. So you pick 400, you sign up 2 marketers, you earn 200 out of the 400. You get 50% of that fee as you sign up a marketer. You're paid in 7 days, no more, no less, 7 days. I'm doing what I call a 10-10-10 rule. You have a second level where you're making 15% of the fees that the other marketers under your next level, as they bring on marketers, you get 15%. And then we cut it off at a third level where you're making 5% out of your second level that signs up people as their second level. So it's 3 levels. It's 50% as you sign up of the 400. There's a 15% for your second line, and there's a 5% on your third line. And so if I sign 10, I tell the marketers under me to sign 10 and the marketers under them to sign 10. And I'll just tell you this much. I have a goal for at least 1,000 marketers in Atlanta within 6 months. And that's going to be a challenge, but I'm actually looking to sign up 1,000 marketers in Atlanta within 6 months.
Excellent. Well, that is a goal that's certainly doable if we get the message out there, because marketers are good at one thing, and that's marketing.
Yes, sir.
So they're going to get the message out, and like you said, we've got 3 levels for marketers, which is great. We don't have legs that go down like MLMs. This is an affiliate or referral business, so you do get a commission for referring people. But marketers know how to get that message out. So very exciting time, definitely. We're looking forward to opening in Atlanta. Obviously, we want as many restaurants as possible to save money.
Yes, sir.
We want happy restaurants. We want happy restaurant owners. They're desperate for it right now.
Yes,
so
sir.
We want restaurants to get in contact. We need drivers. We can't deliver the food without the drivers. The drivers are the lifeblood of the business. They are getting the food from point A to point B and doing it with enthusiasm because they own their own business. And then obviously we want as many people to know TripDelivers as possible and use the app and sign up using the app, because ultimately the consumers are paying for everything. And right now they're paying service fees with DoorDash and UberEats that they have no idea what the service fee is for, because they're paying a delivery fee as well.
Exactly.
And then DoorDash on top of all that, DoorDash and UberEats and GrubHub, they're marking up the menu prices. So the consumers are paying for that too. So what ends up happening is if you're going to get a $10 burger, it ends up costing you $13 through the app. And then you have to pay all these other service fees on top of it as well. To get it delivered, it's going to cost you about $20 for a $10 burger, which is absolutely ridiculous. We don't have any of those fees with TripDelivers. So
not at all.
We want people to sign up for the app and save money while they're getting their food delivered. So
indeed.
Anyway, this has been great, Leo. How can people get in touch with you if they want more information about TripDelivers? You got a phone number, an email they can talk to you?
Yes, sir. My email is Leonard, LEONARD at TripDelivers.com. My phone number is 865-244-8398.
Excellent. I'll include that in the show notes and some other links that people can go check out as well. Leonard, thanks very much for having this discussion. I know that I'm really excited about it, and obviously you are. We've got big goals for Atlanta and making Atlanta, It's home for me for the last 25 years, even though I got a Scottish accent.
Yes, sir.
Atlanta is my home. But we really want to light Atlanta up and get it going with TripDelivers. So make sure you get in contact. Well, thank you very much, Leo, for being my guest here today. And thanks for people for listening to the show. If you like what you hear, hit that like button and share, and we will see you next time.
Thank you, Neil.
Thank you for listening to Expert Profiles Atlanta with Neil Howe. To learn more about the resources in the show or to listen to past episodes, visit expertprofilesatlanta.com.